Somebody's getting married? Hey, somebody's getting married!
Wow! Somebody's getting married!
Somebody's getting married! Somebody's getting married! Somebody's getting married! Somebody's getting married!
Somebody's getting...
Somebody get some flowers, somebody get a ring, somebody get a chapel and a choir to sing, somebody get an organ to play, but somebody's getting married today. Somebody get a preacher, somebody bake a cake, somebody get some shoes and rice and presents.
I'm just pushing the button.
Somebody get us!
I'm not actually really operating it.
Cause somebody's getting married today! Somebody get champagne, somebody mess around, somebody get the lovely bride, and somebody get the sweating underwear.
Won't you be girding
Somebody's getting married
today.
Are they here yet? Did I miss it? Am I late?
No, they'll be here any minute.
Oh boy, please just I'll be waiting.
Isn't this exciting? It's the wedding of the year.
Well, can't we start without them? No, you can't until they're here.
They're finally getting married now. You make me happy each time I see him. He'll be the reason my heart can sing. He'll stand beside me and I'll have everything.
She'll make me happy each time I hold her, and I will follow where my heart may lead, and she'll be all I ever need.
Days go passing into years. Years go passing day by day. Until forever, they're lost till grown. She only knows he'll make her happy. That's all she needs.
All right. No.
Turn the speaker out.
All right. Let's try it again. No? No? I guess everyone can be seated. It's not on.
You get it on now?
Okay. Pick it up.
Try now.
Trying it now.
Yeah, Yay.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jessica, and it is truly a joy to welcome you all here on this beautiful and mostly dry day. Both family and friends have come from near and far to celebrate the marriage of two amazing humans, Bill and Moonbeam. We've all come to know Moonbeam and Bill in different ways. Some of you have been here since the beginning, watching them grow and change, from babies toddling around trying to figure out life, to adults who sometimes are still trying to figure out life, but usually with less toddling. Dear friends come into the picture a little later, and it's your shared experiences with the bride and groom that have made you a guest today. Something that we all have in common, though, is that we are all happy to celebrate, that's a word. We're happy to help these two crazy kids in the writing of their love story. Now, all of us here today have our own love stories. Some are short, others are long. Some are not yet written, while others are just getting to the good part. There are chapters in all of our stories that are sad, and so many others that are exciting and full of adventure. I'd like to take a moment to share some of Moonbeam and Bill's love story. It begins a whopping 13 years ago at a Halloween in May party hosted by some mutual friends. From what they recall, they didn't even really have that much of a conversation that night, but enough of a seed was planted that Moonbeam began to admire Bill's sense of humor and mischievous nature. That first night they met, Bill was wearing a wildly inappropriate costume that to this day Moonbeam describes as the best costume ever. You guys, go ahead and ask them about that at the reception, because as an internet-ordained minister, I don't think I'm allowed to tell you what that costume was. They spent the next several years as good friends, sharing in many more jokes and adventures. I'd like to think that that spark was always there, because how often in life do you really find someone just as excited as you to stuff a couch full of fireworks? Yeah. A little over 2 years ago, though, it seemed like life was taking them in separate directions. Bill's job at the time kept him on the road quite often, and he and Moonbeam hadn't really spent time together in a couple of years. But they ran into each other at a Penguicon. When once reacquainted with each other, something really seemed to click. Penguicon, for those of you not in the know, is a community-run convention for folks who, in the unlikely event that they are also interested in open source software, they also enjoy nerd culture. Anyways, after catching up, Bill had a thought. In his words, I was single, she was single, and I thought we should go out sometime. At first she thought that this was just another joke, but as she walked away from that conversation, Moonbeam became aware that she had indeed been asked out for real. Well, if Bill was serious, then she had some digging to do. What was this guy really all about? Would they really be a good fit? Did he even like kids? It was time for a bit of a background check. Moonbeam checked in with several friends that day, and each one she spoke to had a similar response. Mild confusion at first, followed by a pause, and then finally, yeah, I could totally see that working. Well, for the past 2 years, things certainly have been working, and a ticket stub from their very first date has been framed and hangs on the wall of the beautiful home that they now share. I guess it's lucky for you, Bill, that your friends had some nice things to say about you that day, even if you do occasionally try to eat their babies. But it isn't all luck, is it? Good friends, after all, are naturally drawn to good people. Bill and Moonbeam have invited some of those good friends to speak to us today, and I will now hand the microphone over to Karen for a reading.
This is the sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you, a covenant for all generations to come. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I bring clouds over the earth and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between me and you and all living creatures of every kind. Never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all life. Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between all living creatures of every kind on the earth.
Thank you, Karen. Now we have come to the musical part of today's ceremony. Both Bill and Moonbeam will be singing for us, sharing songs that tell us so much about the fun they have together. I think it's really best to let the lyrics speak for themselves. So, Moonbeam, sit back, relax, and let Bill serenade you with I May Be Right.
Stand next to Uncle Bill, guys. Stand next to Uncle Bill.
lights. Don't try to save me. You may be wrong, for all I know, you may be right. Remember how I found you there alone in your electric chair. I told you dirty jokes until you smiled. You were looking for a man. I said, take me as I am, 'cause you might enjoy some madness for a while. And I think of all the years you tried to find someone to satisfy you. I might be as crazy as they say, but if I'm crazy then it's true, that it's all because of you, and you wouldn't want me any other way. You may be right, I may be crazy. I thought you were gonna sing this part with me. But if I might be a lunatic you're looking for,
You know the song.
turn out the lights. It's too late to change me. You may be wrong and I'll be right. Maybe right.
Thank you, Bill. Moonbeam, I hope you are ready to hear that phrase sung to you many more times throughout your marriage. Now, you will get your turn to sing soon, but first, I'd like to welcome Bob, another dear friend of the happy couple, with some inspirational words.
See if I can find it here.
Testing. All right. Let me find my place here. This is from John chapter 11, verse 35.
Much louder.
Jesus wept.
Thank you, Bob. Well, you guys get to hear more singing now. Thank you, we don't have to wait. The songs you two have chosen to sing are further proof that the two of you are perfectly matched. On the surface, they're lighthearted and even a little silly, but then if you listen a little closer, you can... You all right? But then listen a little closer, and just like your relationship, underneath the fun is respect, commitment, and the unending support that the two of you have always shown for each other. Moonbeam, would you like to tell Bill some of the little things that keep you around? It could be.
I want a picture of me drinking water.
Like from the toilet?
You're not the kind of guy that makes the girls all sigh, and they never turn their heads and look when you walk by. But baby, that's okay, I love you anyway, and I'd never change or rearrange you, so stay that way. 'Cause it's the little things that mean a lot. It's what you are, not what you got. Call my name and I'll come running. Look at me and the clouds start sunning. Hold my hand, you got me going. Kiss my lips and my mind starts growing. We got a thing and it won't stop cooking. You turn me on just by looking. You can make me strong just by sighing. You can break my heart just by crying. smartest man I ever met. But every word you've ever said, well, I won't forget. And so I guess that's why, until the day I die, oh, when you're bad and make me sad, you're still my guy. 'Cause it's the little things, oh, that mean a lot. It's what you are, not what you got. Call my name and I'll come running. Look at me and the clouds start sunning. Hold my hand and you got me going. Kiss my lips and my mind starts growing. We got a thing and it won't stop cooking. You turn me on, baby, just by looking. You can make me strong, baby, just by sighing. You can break my heart just by crying, baby.
Thank you, Moonbeam. Bill, Moonbeam, and Ferris, today's Kid of Honor, will now take part in a tree planting ceremony. This act of unity symbolizes coming together as a family, and as this tree grows and the roots begin to run deeper, you will start to notice the same things happening within your new family. Because much like this tree, love in a marriage is something that you cultivate. It starts small, but with nourishment and nurturing, it grows strong and mighty. A family full of love can shelter you and care for you in the same way as any branches. And though the seasons may bring changes, and you may lose some leaves or even grow a few new branches, at the roots you'll find that this will always be the same tree, and this will always be the same love. You will always be each other's family. As you plant this little guy, I'd like to reflect on the words of Nathaniel Hawthorne, the American novelist and close personal friend of mine, who said, "Caresses, expressions of one sort or another, are necessary to the life of affection, as leaves are to the life of a tree. If they are wholly restrained, love will die at the roots." We've now arrived at the most important part. You clap. That's a pretty good thing. We've now arrived at the most important part of today's proceedings, your vows to one another. Moonbeam and Bill will first exchange the vows they have written and then affirm the 5 mutual vows that make up their marriage contract. And he wants to go first. So.
My beloved Moonbeam, I promise to care for you, be faithful to you, and love you forever and always. I accept you unconditionally as you are, as you were, and as you will be from this moment until the end of time. I look forward to growing older with you and having non-stop adventures. The good Lord calls us home.
Dearest Narf, I am so happy that this day has finally come. It still feels like I'm living in a dream sometimes because I'm so happy to wake up to you every single morning. When I'm with you, my heart feels full of butterflies, which is probably why I have to point out every milkweed plant that I see to you. You help me be the best version of myself through undying and unconditional love, support, and understanding. You not only make my dreams possible, but you encourage and support me and even participate in helping me get there. I have never been happier in my life than I am with you, and I'm so looking forward to having many more years of joy to come. I make these vows to you not just as your bride, but as your best friend and partner. I promise to always greet you grumpily when you cheerfully wake us up in the morning. I promise to have as much love in my heart for you as you have for your bowl-shaped pot holder. I promise to keep you well-fed and healthy, and to always sing while cooking. I promise to take excellent care of our children. I promise to always be by your side, whether we are going on a new adventure or whether it is a darker time when we truly need it the most. I promise to never give you up, never let you down, run around, or desert you. I promise I'm never going to make you cry, never say goodbye, never tell a lie, or hurt you. I promise to confuse and befuddle you for the rest of our lives. I promise to always be a member of Team Silly.
Moonbeam and Bill, would you please join hands and repeat after me?
Repeat after me.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. I promise to love, honor, and cherish you for the rest of my life, whatever the circumstances.
I promise to love, honor, cherish you for the rest of my life, no matter
what the circumstances.
Close enough. I promise to share my work, my home, and my bed.
I promise to share my work, my home, and my bed.
I promise to always be willing to negotiate. I promise to be honest with you in word, thought, and deed.
I promise to be honest with you in word, thought, and deed.
And I promise neither to compromise nor be timid as we seek a glorious future together.
I promise neither to compromise nor be timid
as we seek a glorious future together.
All right, that's it. A love freely given has no beginning and no end. A very good friend of mine once said, in many cultures, a ring is a symbol of unity and unending love. In other cultures, they are battered and made of onions. Now, I'm pretty sure that we are using some of the former rather than the latter. I did bring my zesty dipping sauce just in case. Let's exchange some rings, shall we, Ferris? Bring around.
Come over here. Give me the big one. Give Narf a little one. Thank you. Alright, this way next one to go.
Alright. Please repeat after me.
Repeat after me.
I give you this ring as a sign and a measure of my love.
Give you this ring as a sign and a measure of my love.
From this day forward,
your
every breath shall be surrounded by my love.
Your every breath shall be surrounded by my love.
Today, tomorrow, and always.
Today, tomorrow, and always.
I give you this ring as a sign and a measure of my love.
I give you this ring as a sign and a measure of my love.
From this day forward,
your
every breath shall be surrounded by my love.
Your every breath shall be surrounded by my love.
From today, tomorrow, and always.
From today, tomorrow, and always.
Finally, before we finish up here and I release you all to play in the bounce house, I'd like to share one more thought. The two of you truly have all of the makings of a great love story. We've already witnessed the prologue, and undoubtedly there are many chapters to come. But this right here, this is page 1. I want you both to take a moment, look around you, take in a deep breath, and enjoy everything offered by your surroundings. Think fondly of each other and feel the love from all of us here to celebrate you. Set the tone for your story. You did? You got your moment? All right. Well, then by the power vested in me by a church on the internet, I guess I pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss. Friends, I present to you now for the first time as husband and wife, Team Narf and Moonbeam.